All right, we have a system of inequalities here. We need to graph it. Because we have a two-variable system, we need to make our xy table to graph that line. If x were 0, I put that in for my first inequality. 2 times 0 plus y. We use our equal sign. We have 4. 2 times 0 is gone, so we are just left with y equals 4. There's no division there. And let's go check over here on the graph. It is crossing the y-axis at 4. Don't be fooled. I am counting by 2's on this grid because that's what my graph got scaled by. So 2, 4. Now, if y was 0, I'll put a 0 in for my y. So I have 2x plus 0 equals 4. I would divide by 2 on both sides now because I have nothing else with the y being 0. So x equals 2. Here we go. Go check. It's counting by 2's. There's my 2. We're good to go. I connect that. Now I'm going to leave that. It is a solid line because there's an equals 2 underneath here. So we'll leave that. Now when it comes to something like this is a parabola. You will have a calculator, so you may just graph y equals x squared plus 1. And this is that parabola. You could test points or move your x squared over if you like, but since you have a graphing calculator, go ahead and do that. Now the only thing I will need to change is that this technically should be dashed, and I'm just going to indicate that by making more dashes on it because we'll save time that way. So make sure it's not equal to, so we put it dashed. Now I need to decide which way to shade. So if I were to plug in 0, 0 for my test point, there's my test point, plugging in 0 to the top equation gives me 2 times 0 plus 0 is greater than or equal to 4. Will 0 be greater than or equal to 4? I don't think so. So we're not going to shade towards that blue dot with a line. We're going to shade away. That's beautiful. Then I'll get a different color so we can test on our parabola. If I put 0 in for y and x, that parabola equation is a little different because the x and y aren't the same side, but that's okay. 0 is greater than, 0 squared is 0, plus 1. Will 0 be greater than 1? That is also not true. So since my test point's out here, parabolas either get filled in or shaded around. Well, since 0 didn't work and it's around the outside, we're going to fill the inside because it was not, 0, 0 was not true. So as I fill that, guys, where the blue and pink overlap would be our solution. So essentially, if I highlight here, your main zone of goodness is right in here. I don't want to get too close, but it's right up to that line. We can't go over it. So from that line up and inside the parabola.